Resilient Lady arriving in beautiful Dubrovnik, Croatia. Dubrovnik, here we go. And here Dubrovnik, we're gonna do a Dubrovnik from different angles tour. It was $95 a person. And access to the old city walls and a cable cars ticket. Today's a minivan.
Why you moving stuff around?
Do you know where you are? You think so? Sometimes you know people on cruise ships, I don't know anywhere they are. Well, Dubrovnik, of course. Welcome to Croatia and welcome to our little tour that's going to take part this morning until 2:30 approximately. We are going to go back. First of all, I would like to introduce our driver, Mr. Tomo, who will take us to the town and later on back. And my name is Elvis. Which is not a very local name, but my mother was a big fan of a certain singer. So.
Lucky you.
Elvis Costello. So
I know.
Yeah, I know it too. So I have to live with it all my life. Anyhow, I'm going to have a seat for safety reasons, just like you should, please, while we are moving on 3 different parts. First one should have been the cable car ride up to the top of the mountain. And the city tour, walking tour inside the old town and the city walls. But we have a problem today, and that is the wind. The wind is very strong today, so the cable car is closed. And it also generally brings bad mood to people, and we don't really like this wind. The northern wind is the one that we prefer, it's so-called Pura. But first we are on our way to the main attraction of Dubrovnik, and the main reason why so many people come to Dubrovnik annually, and that is the old town, the old walled town. Of course, there is much more of Dubrovnik. So from 1358 until 1808, you can say until relatively recently, we were an independent republic. So we were, you can say, the counterpart of Venice. Down here at the southeast, that is all the way up there to the north. Croatia is one of them, and unfortunately we had to gain our freedom and independence through a war that lasted 4 years. But as I said, more about that later on. Now in the moment, the 15th, 16th and the 17th century, this part of the wall is the more massive one, and at places the wall here is between 4 and 8 meters. One thing is, of course, important to mention when we talk about the downstairs, as we say, and then we are going to go up around the city walls as well. You have some time on your own, and just for your information, our bus is going back to the ship at 2:30. But as you certainly know, you also have shuttle buses, and they stop at more or less the same place, just in front of where we stop, going back to the ship, and the last one is at 9 o'clock, as I am informed, so you can go back and come back later on. You have well, first disappointments of this tour. First one, the AC doesn't work in a van, and the second one, and the biggest one, is the cable cars are closed today due to high winds. So the most exciting part of I was looking for, it's not gonna happen. Sure, gonna have a good time here and explore the old city and the walls, but to be honest, this excursion is completely pointless because Virgin is offering free shuttle to this place, which is basically what this excursion is doing, just bringing us here. So instead of booking this excursion, I could have just taken the shuttle here and explore on my own. Due to earthquakes and wars, a lot of buildings, individual buildings inside, have changed, and you will see that later on. Some are original, some are not, so to say. The main entrance today, the city today is open 24/7, but until the beginning of the 19th century, the city used to be closed at 10 o'clock in the evening, and it was reopened only at 6 o'clock in the morning. So this drawbridge that we are going to cross now was used until the beginning of the 19th century. They would lift it, close and lock the doors. So So even if you lived inside and you came after 10 o'clock, they would not let you in. So you would have to be careful if you're not drinking or something to back on time. Otherwise, you would have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, you know, in Dubrovnik.
Well, I guess next time because it's closed today. But now let's explore this beautiful city. This area here is the main entrance and it's featured on Game of Thrones.
Valuable, you can see it's protected with a net, and that it is because of the pigeons, because pigeons' feces actually contain a rather strong chemical that damages stone. This statue of Saint Blaise was made by Ivan Meštrović. Ivan Meštrović was the greatest Croatian sculptor of the 20th century.
Ooh, let's see what is inside here. The group didn't come this way, but I love exploring on my own, so I found this secret garden and this beautiful fountain. We are finally inside the old town.
But you can also hear it. You hear the water. You remember as when we were approaching, I mentioned these three aqueducts that you saw, bringing water to the old town. Well, they are a part of the water supply system.
Oh, look what I found here. Hard Rock Cafe. I'm gonna get my souvenir. I hope they have the magnet of the guitar from Dubrovnik. Yeah, look what I just found. It's got my Dubrovnik thing for my collection. It's free to access the old town, like this whole area where we are. But to access the walls, you have to pay extra for it, which is included in our excursion. If you're not on an excursion and you want to pay independently, it's 35 euros a person to access the walls, and then you go up there and around the whole city. The floors of the city is cleaned every day after they close. This way is so clean and shiny like this. Very well preserved.
But that's because of the whole city. So the result is a very clean city, with, for instance, without any graffitis, which is almost unheard of wherever you go in the world. Even in the new part of Dubrovnik, you will find a lot of them, but never in the old town. Also, one thing is interesting on the main street, actually generally speaking, inside the old town, you are not allowed to put signs above the shops. So you're not allowed to drink in the stone, but you can put a sign in the window or eventually on the lamp up there, but not on the wall, you know. So that is what is interesting and important about Dubrovnik, is the fact that we are trying to keep the
That building over there is the Saint Blaise Church. It's a Baroque church.
nudity, so they had to find a different location, and this one is probably even better. But the other reason why these steps are famous is actually that these are our Spanish steps. They might remind you a little bit of the ones in Rome. They were not built as a copy, but you know, they turned out to be a small see an interesting detail here as we leave the center of the town. Look at the streets. You know, they're immediately much simpler. You know, they're not as expensive and as beautiful as the ones in the center of it. So here it was not so important. Did they build this way for natural traction? The way that the stones are?
Got the tickets to the city walls. Let's go. We are finally on the walls of the city, and it's a long walk, about 2 kilometers, which I don't know how much is that in miles, but we're going to the highest point, which is a tower on the other side of the city. We started the wall around that area. We're coming all the way here and up here, and it's still all the way on the other side. I'm gonna go around this thing, the whole thing. I don't care. I'll do it. I feel like I'm on the Great Walls of China. Oh my god. Getting to the highest point of the wall, this tower over here, and let's go up. Oh, very steep here. Oh, and you're gonna hear a lot of my heavy breathing. Check this little thing. I don't even think I can pass it. The way in and out of this tower is not easy because it's super narrow and super crowded, so it took a while to get out.
This is short edge.
Let's continue. Now let's go down a little.
Slow down, man.
Down is always easier than going up.
Yeah.
Is it almost over yet? I really hope so. Well, here's a tough decision. Exit now and stop walking on the walls, or keep walking on the walls. I'll take the harder way. We went around the whole thing on the outside, on top of the walls, and I'm now here where we started everything. Oh, look at this. Stunning. St. Louis fortress over there.
And the other thing is that during the summer, when we have a summer festival in July and August, the highlight of that festival are always free performances of Hamlet up on that fortress, and occasionally we have big stars coming to play Hamlet. The last one was Daniel Day-Lewis. Brilliant Irish actor, but today, as you can see, we're
This is literally like the Great Walls of China. Oh my god. My god. Rob wouldn't do not even half of this wall. We are now in the very back of the wall. Obviously a cat. The year was 1834. It's a nice bar up here in the wall. Oh, I smell coffee. Another bar. Oh my god, I just can't wait to get out of this hole. I'm over it now. Now another tough question. Take the exit or go around again? I'm out. I've made it. Went around the whole Dubrovnik wall in the old city. And the thing is, if I ever come back to Dubrovnik, I'll never have to do these walls again. But it was very cool. I don't know, but it looked like someone threw oatmeal on me from one of the windows. What the hell? Does it mean good luck or something? Hope so. And I'm back here. Now time to relax. Take a little break, find a place to drink, and that's it. That could have been me being taken by the ambulance after this walk. For all the cruise lovers, I need to show this store. Rubber ducks of all kinds. All right, Dubrovnik, old town. You're amazing, but I'm out of here. Everybody here talks about Game of Thrones. And here, my friends, is one of the most beautiful locations featured on Game of Thrones. Look at this food. Okay, and I'm officially stepping on a setting of Game of Thrones, and it's so beautiful. Sorry. going back on a free shuttle to the port provided by Virgin, because I stayed a little longer after the excursion, so I'm not going back in a van that I came in here. But this bus is much nicer actually, and the AC works. Back on the port. Ship is right over there. They have a lot of vendors in this area. It was an amazing day here in Dubrovnik in Croatia. I had a lot of fun. The old city is amazing. One thing I have to say is that my excursion was not worth it, especially because the cable cars were closed and I could have done that completely independently. But at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun and I enjoyed the day, and it's absolutely stunning here. Thank you so much for watching this video of me in Croatia. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment, share. Till next time. One thing I need to point it out is that Virgin did the right thing, obviously, and they partially refunded everyone on that excursion due to the closing of the cable cars. So thank you, Virgin.